Yo,
Hey,
what's up?
yo.
What's good?
What's up, partner in crime? How you been, man?
Chilling. Man, chilling.
Chilling?
I've been working. I've been working a lot this week, man. I
Oh,
worked every
man.
day this week but Sunday, so I'm beat. I'm beat.
Bro,
But
I think we all have. Trying to make that extra Christmas money so we can get these good gifts.
you know what it is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, well, we're coming down to the stretch end, and we got a lot of teams trying to make the playoffs. We got a lot of teams trying to solidify their positions, and we got some good matchups this week. And we're going to start off with the one that, of course, if you're looking at what we're wearing, we got my boy over there, Skull himself, and we got my my mighty Lions. My mighty Lions trying to make a push. So, without further ado, this is our Week 14 NFL preview show. My name is Corey Hilliard. The man next to me is Brandon Hill, a.k.a. B Hill. We are the House Divided. If you've been here before, welcome back. Come on in. If this is your first time, me casa, su casa. But either way, my boy got to hit you with the house rules. Get him, B.
You guys know what time it is around here. If you're not already, go ahead, drop down there, hit that subscribe button, become a part of our family here on YouTube. It's going to keep growing, guys, so you better hop on the bus now. Because the people that hop on the bus now, that's the real ones. And we're going to keep this thing on rolling. Also, right there next to it, they got that little notification bell. Go ahead and tap that as well. That's going to keep you guys up to date on all our newest and latest content that we have for y'all. Also, if you like what you're hearing, you like what you're seeing, everything else, you like our swag, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for us, guys. That helps with the YouTube algorithm to get out on the platform that we want, to where more people are going to be able to view our content as well. And last but not least, this helps us out a lot. We want to hear from you guys, our fans. We want to know what y'all think about the show. Good, bad, right, wrong, indifferent. Y'all already know what time it is around here. So, as Corey was already alluding to there in the little pre-show there, Vikings in Detroit this weekend. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock kickoff on Fox in Detroit. You got 10-2 Vikings, 5-7 Lions. If my Vikings can pull this victory off tomorrow, we clinch the division. In Week 14, we would have the division wrapped up, done. Okay? You scroll on down here, though, and you're kind of looking. The disrespect, the utter disrespect of Vegas. -2.5 in favor of the Detroit Lions.
Is it really?
It really is. It really is. Because
Do tell.
y'all are playing nice. I will give you your props where your props are due. But at the end of the day, a 10-2 football team against a 5-7. I would understand this a little bit more if you guys beat us the first time we played, but you didn't. And I don't want to hear that you had the 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. You gave it up to us, everything, because you did. But you lost the game. A win is a win, and a loss is a loss in the NFL on any given Sunday. Now, with all of this being said, you guys are definitely hungry. That offense is clicking at a different level right now. Y'all's offense is literally second to none. You know what I'm saying? You guys got what? Ross St. Brown is healthy right now. You got Swift. You got Williams in the backfield. I mean, you got Jared Goff out there looking like a Pro Bowl candidate. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, He's not doing nothing great or spectacular, but he's not costing your team games either. You know what I mean? He's St. Brown is an absolute matchup nightmare. And my Vikings, where we struggle the most on defense, is our passing defense. So, one key that I am going to point out, and I'm going to kick it back over to you. We'll discuss this a little bit more. One key I am going to point out, we're getting Cameron Dantzler back, our corner. He's not the best corner in the league. I'm not sitting here saying he's the best. But he's dang sure better than what we've been working with the second and third stringers and the fourth stringers and everything else. So getting Cameron Dantzler back, our number 2 corner, off of the IR this week, that's going to be a big addition. And I've also heard rumblings of Christian Darrisaw might play. But if there's a might in that, sit the guy. I'm perfectly fine rolling out there with Blake Blandel at the left tackle position for my Vikings. I just really,
Okay.
I mean, because if you look at it, let's just be honest. As dominant as you guys are on offense, I think you're the only defense in the league that's worse than us. So,
Yeah.
I see this as being a high-scoring game, Corey. I can see both offenses being able to do whatever they want at will to the other defense. I see that kind of game in this one. What's your take on it? And then I'll give a little bit more take after that.
I feel like Vegas is onto something, and here's a little insight into being an NFL player and preparing for a game. Any game, doesn't matter if it's a divisional opponent, somebody out of conference, somebody in conference. Usually when you come in on that Wednesday and the coach at 7:30 in the morning, you're having your meeting, the coach presents you the facts of what the team you're playing is. And we usually call it the last five. All right. So we're in week 14. The coach is not Dan Campbell's not going to come in and just show a whole list of what you guys have been all year. They call it the last five. Why? Because that's trends. What does this team have been doing lately? Trending. And a lot of people are saying that this Lions defense is the worst. Statistically, yeah, it's one of the worst, but we gave up a lot in the early part of the season. Let me give you some numbers in the last five for the Lions. This is what their defense has given up. 14, 25 to Buffalo, 18 to the Giants, 30 to Chicago. That was a good game. And 9 to the Green Bay Packers. Now, you can say Green Bay sucks. I just watched Green Bay put up 33 on Philly. We can talk about the Giants and what they are. That's a 7-5 football team holding the Buffalo to, 28, not 25. And then Jacksonville, who just beat the Ravens 28-27, we hold that team to 14. So I say all of that to say that the Lions defense is trending upward. It's not as bad as it was. So the numbers the numbers look what they look like, but it can be skewed when you're talking about what's happening lately. For you guys, looking at your last 5-point win against the Jets, 7-point win against the Patriots, 40-3 against Dallas, 33-30 in overtime against Buffalo, and 20-17 in Washington. So I'm going to say this, and I want people to understand me if you're watching the show. I agree with you. I don't like more victories. The first time y'all beat us, we had a 10-point lead late into the fourth quarter, and y'all came back and won the game. Kudos. Y'all deserve to win because y'all did win. But this game right now, and I've been listening to a lot of Detroit radio this whole week, okay? Standing room only in Ford Field. It's the first time it's been like that in 6 years, they said. Okay? The buzz is high right now, okay, because we won 5 out of the last 6, and we're making a playoff push. The fans will be there. They will be rocking. It's going to be a packed house. It's going to be an electric environment. The Vikings are known to play close games. You have the worst pass defense in the league. Jared Goff right now is 8th in the league in passing yards. He has the 9th best passer rating. This is a recipe for the Lions to come out and make a statement. Now, with all of that being said, it is the Minnesota Vikings. They do have the second best record in the NFC. Can't take away anything that y'all have done. This is going to be a tough game. It's going to be an old school NFC North divisional matchup. I can't wait to watch it. I'm going to be pumped. And I like my Lions. I know that the line is it 2.5? Or I thought it came down to 1.5.
It's 2.5.
Of course,
right now.
We can do our picks. We both know our picks. I'm picking my Lions outright. I think we win by 6. But that's just my feelings. And you can call me biased. You can call it whatever. But I'm on a trend with Vegas here. I really like our offense against your pass defense. We've run the ball well against you guys. You guys are going to put up points on our defense. But I think at the end, with our crowd, that noise, that energy, I think we'll come out on top.
Those are all really good points. And another thing to point out, too, in that first matchup, Jeff Okudah, your guys' corner, played relatively well against Justin Jefferson. He covered him well. He was on him, made life difficult. You know what I'm saying? It had to be a 10-point come-from-behind victory last game, and that was in Minnesota. I like all your points with the crowd, all of that stuff. I'm not as worried about that, to be completely honest with you. One person, there's an X factor for your team, though. I think that this guy is going to start breaking out here towards the end. If you guys can make a push for the playoffs, I think it's going to make you even scarier. Jamison Williams, the receiver that y'all picked up from Alabama. He got some play last week against Jacksonville. They've kind of just been kind of filling him in, filling him out, everything else. Dude, if things start clicking with that, he starts getting this offense down. Honestly, he should have the offense studied and down. It's just about putting it onto the field at this point because he's still been on the team. He was just injured. So you know he's had that playbook on him. If he's a smart player, he had that playbook on him. But, man, I don't like the fact that we're not favored in this game. I don't. Yes, you guys have been playing good. Kudos to you guys. But we're still 10-2. We still beat y'all the first time. I got my Vikings in this game. We've had 9 close games this year decided by 8 points or less. We're going to win by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. You can book it right now. We're going to do it. Because here's another thing I want to point out, and then we'll move on to our next game, Corey. The fourth quarter defense for my Vikings this season, statistic in the fourth quarter when the game matters. They are literally top 5 in every statistical category except for one. I can't remember exactly which one that was. But interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Big key plays and big time moments. Patrick Peterson literally said it. He said every guy on our team, on our defense, at the end of games is ready to make a play. They're ready. Somebody believes that somebody is going to make a play. Harrison Smith last week, they kind of let him loose. You know what I'm saying? I think that you're going to start seeing a little bit more of that. I mean, we're going to be in that shell coverage, Corey, so we're going to give up points. We're going to give up some yards. But I think that our defense is going to start those plays. Because you look at our defense, we got players over there. There's guys that can play football. It's just a matter of fitting them in this scheme that Ed Tonatel's got going. But they're bend but don't break, man. They'll let you drive up and down that field. But one other thing I want to point out, the Detroit Lions are one of the best red zone football teams in the National Football League this year. They're literally one of the best ones percentage-wise. I know they're top 5. I can't remember exactly where they're at. But I know that you cannot let this team get in the red zone because Williams in that backfield, if I'm not mistaken, he's leading the league or he's up there in the lead for touchdowns this year, and that's y'all's backup running back. It's freaking insane. So, don't get me wrong. I'm nervous somewhat, but I also think that division on the line, y'all are. I mean, let's just be honest. The Vikings have pretty much owned the Lions here as of recent. In recent years, we've pretty much owned you guys, except for last year. That was an anomaly. Mike Zimmer's gone, though. But before that, for the most part, we win against the Detroit Lions. And that's going to be.
If you're talking about the Matt Patricia years, yeah. If you look.
Trash. Matt Patricia years, Joey Harrington years. I mean, we can keep going on and on and on. I mean, just being real. You know?
Look, brother, when I was there, my 6 years I was there, y'all didn't own us. We beat y'all at least once a year. Maybe, I think we swept y'all like three out of the 6 years. That's neither here nor there. Here's my final point on this. What's that?
No disrespect. We just didn't have JJ around those times, though. We got him now.
Okay.
JJ coming.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot has been said. You know, you brought up our defense, the last defense in the league, giving up 402. Guess who's number 31?
Oh, we are. I already know. That's why I said y'all are the only one worse than us. I mean, we're right there. We both poo-poo, you know what I'm saying? But hey, our offenses are good enough, though, and our defense. Yeah. Our defenses, we give up yards, but we're not giving up a whole lot of points.
Yeah,
There's
no, that's
something
true.
to be said. I could care less about how many yards, how many points a game are you giving up? How many times are you making big critical stops when you want? What's your plus and minus in the turnover differential? Like those type of things to me is a tall tale of a good defense because nowadays in the NFL, offenses are going to put up points against any defense. It don't matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it's made. But no,
Yeah.
we're definitely two worst defenses, but both our offenses can score points with the best of them. So it's gonna be
No doubt.
it's gonna be a great matchup, man. It really is. For the division, I think my Vikings are gonna snap out of this little 8-point or less winning streak that they're on right now. I'm kind of getting a little sick of it. Maybe we can hopefully put somebody away for once. We'll see.
All right.
So, anything else you want to touch on before we move on to this next one?
Nope.
All right. New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. This is a 12 o'clock game on CBS, Corey. The line on this one, of course, you know that they're absolutely just going to utterly disrespect the opponent that the Bills are playing against. -10. After the Bills got beat by the Jets last time with Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I know.
And Mike White is a clear upgrade from Zach Wilson. I don't even know why it's even a discussion. I really don't. The offense looks way better. That rookie receiver, Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State, we touched on that in the post-game show that we did this week. Dude's an absolute baller. I mean, I'm not sold on these Buffalo Bills, Corey. I'm just not. I think they're the NFL's little glamour child with Josh Allen right now. He's got 25 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, and nobody wants to talk about that.
No, well, he's fell out of the MVP race. You know, I think it's a 3-man race right now between Hurts, Mahomes, and Burrow. So his name's not even coming up in MVP talks right now.
I like that. I like that take as far as that. Ooh, I don't know. Burrow might have come on a little bit too late for me. I think Jalen Hurts is the clear-cut MVP, man. I just really, unless he just completely falls off a cliff these last few weeks, I think Jalen's winning the MVP. I think he is.
No, that's all well and fine. I don't know. It's still, to me, it's a pretty close race between those three. But here's the thing about the Jets and the Bills. Number one, the Bills, the playoffs started today, B. The Bills have the number 1 seed right now in the AFC. They're 9-3. Okay, they would have the first round bye, and then everything has to come through Buffalo. They would host a divisional game, and if they won that, they would host the AFC Championship game. So for all the things that we've said about the Buffalo Bills, they have a win over the Kansas City Chiefs. They had that epic game with you guys where if they just handle a freaking snap and get it out the end zone, the game's over. Have they had their warts too? Have they lost to the Jets with Zach Wilson? Of course. But with all of that said, everything that's happened with the Buffalo Bills, they're still 9-3 and they're still the number 1 seed in the AFC.
No,
so I told you I hate Ralph Wilson Stadium. I think it's the most absolute, one of the most terrible places to play because their fans go nuts up there. It's going to be a circus. I like the Buffalo Bills in this one. Your boy Mike White, who I love, I think is better than Zach Wilson. One of his starts last year was against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. 4 interceptions, no touchdowns. So he's got that hanging in the back of his head too. So we'll see.
Something to point out that's just, I'm not saying this is going to make the whole game, but Von Miller being out for the rest of the season, that's I don't care what nobody says. What do we always say, Corey? You either got a good quarterback, you got a good quarterback, or you got a good pass rusher and go get that good quarterback, get him off his game. Yep. And then you got your left tackle. So that's number 2 on the list of most important position, and you losing a Von Miller. Like, that just completely – they had it to where I think what's been going on with the Bills here lately, before Von went out, they had it to where all they had to do was rush that front 4, and they were getting pressure. That's
they're dropping 7 in coverage. Yeah.
It's not been the case as of late. It's just not. They can't sustain that pressure as well. I'll tell you where I'm at on this one, Corey. I don't have the Bills covering that 10 points. No, I don't. I got the Bills winning this one in a close one. I think it's going to be like a 21-18 type of victory type of game. It's going to be a grinded out football game. The Jets, just because of their defense alone, is going to be able to keep them in this football game. So it's going to be a very good matchup. I'm interested to see the Sauce Gardner versus Stephon Diggs again. I believe Sauce Gardner got the best of them in that first matchup, so I think Diggs is going to want to come back with some vengeance kind of show people that he is one of those upper echelons in the receiving game nowadays. So that's where I'm at with this one. I think it's going to be a close, grinded out divisional game. That's what I look at in this one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
So you got anything else on this one before we hit this next one up?
Nope.
All right, then, man. This next one, I've been kind of one of the guys that's doubted them this season. Now, granted, in our last show, I did put them at number 6 in my power rankings. The Cleveland Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals. You look at this matchup, you got Joe Burrow coming in here. They are absolutely balling right now. You know what I mean? Jamar Chase is back. They got Mixon back in that backfield. And then the other side, Deshaun Watson. In that first game back against Houston, you could definitely see that he had some rust. You know what I'm saying? Being out of the league that long, you're going to have rust. It's expected. I'm interested in this game because it's a 12 o'clock game on CBS. They got the Bengals favored by 5.5 in this one, Corey. The Cleveland Browns can win this game. This is another divisional game, so it's something that you can't overlook. I'm going to let you talk about this, and then I'm going to give my pick because I don't know right now. Let me get your take on it.
Joe Burrow's never beaten the Cleveland Browns.
There it is.
It's his kryptonite. That team he's never beaten that team. And I don't know, for whatever reason, they just can't get it done. They're going to have a big problem on their hands with Myles Garrett. They can't block him. They haven't been able to block him since Joe Burrow's been there. There's one team that the Browns know they can beat over the past 3 years. It's the freaking Cincinnati Bengals. Even last year, the Bengals Super Bowl run year, they beat them twice with Baker Mayfield. So to me, I don't understand the line. I'm looking at the little matchup predictor. They got 70% for the Bengals. I don't understand this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the outright upset. I guess you can call it that again. I'm going with the Cleveland Browns. Until the Bengals show me that they can beat the Browns. Okay, until they show me, I have to see it first. I will not pick against the Browns when they play the Cincinnati Bengals. And I love everything that the Cincinnati Bengals are. I'm pulling for them. I hope they make it to the Super Bowl again because I love Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. But this is a game that they probably drop.
Ooh, wow. That one shocked me a little bit. You've been higher on the Bengals than I have. And in my mind, I'm thinking Joe Burrow. I'm thinking all that. But that's a great point that you brought up. That's been their kryptonite. They hadn't been able to beat the Cleveland Browns no matter how bad. I mean, hell, Baker Mayfield beat them last year both times. He had a torn labrum in both games in his throwing shoulder. It's like, dude, how do y'all get beat by that Baker Mayfield? So, Mari Cooper's questionable to return. I think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to set this one out. Give me the Bengals, man. Give me the Bengals in a close one. 3-point win. They're not going to cover this 5.5. I got them. Give me the under on that one. Bengals are going to win it, though. Joe Burrow is going to come up in there. It's his home. He's going to have some swagger to him like he always does. And they're going to pull this victory off. That's what I got going on here. I think the Bengals are on the up right now. I got them going up. They've been getting hated on by me all season long. I ain't showing them no love. I'm starting to believe in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to believe. I'm seeing it. And Deshaun's just not ready. He's not ready right now. He's not the Deshaun Watson that won the Heisman Trophy. Or did he? He didn't win the Heisman Trophy, did he?
No, he came in second.
That's crap. That's just not right because he was clearly the best player in college football that year. But whatever. Anyways.
He came in second to Baker Mayfield, dog.
I mean.
Was that Baker's year? Was either Kyle or Baker?
No. Baker would have been in 2017. Deshaun Watson was already in the league in 2017. Because 2015 was the first year that they played against Baker in the college football playoff. Who won in 2016? Wasn't it dude from Alabama?
No, you know who it was? He came in second to Lamar Jackson. That's who it was.
You're right, because Baker won it the next season, and it was like
Yeah.
Lamar was still
Lamar,
there and everything.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right. 2016 was Lamar Jackson. Okay, hey,
Yep.
that's fair. I can't argue with that. Lamar was a baller as far as that goes, so I'm good with that. So, all right, man, you're rolling with the Browns. I'm rolling with the Bengals. This is kind of weird, man, because you've been higher on the Bengals. So, I see it, man. All right, this next matchup, I'm a little interested in this next matchup. I think it could be one or the other. I think it could be a barn burner or an absolute blowout. It's going to be one or the other, not in between. The Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants. This is a division game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got the Eagles flying high in this one at 11-1. They're literally the best team in the NFL. They just don't get the respect that they should because everybody thinks the Cowboys are the latest and greatest thing since sliced bread. But I'm going to tell you, man, these Eagles, I was watching this thing on YouTube. They were saying what players on the Eagles should go to the Pro Bowl. There's a lot of players that you can name on that team that should go to the Pro Bowl. I mean, you can name about 3 of their offensive linemen. I mean, you can name Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I mean, shoot, dude, that defense. I mean, it's just
the whole
Darius Slay.
Yeah. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Darius Slay, Bradbury, the other corner. Shoot, man.
They're scary, man. They're scary. They are a scary football team. They really, really are. In this game, they got the spread sitting at 7.5. Okay? I look at this just simply from the quarterback position. Who do you trust more this year? Jalen Hurts or Daniel Jones? Is that real? I mean, the look on your face just tells me that's what I'm saying.
It's not a question. Yeah.
So, I think that the Eagles are going to win this game. I think that they're going to have no issues winning this game. I see them winning by 2 to 3 touchdowns in this game. I don't think it's going to be a close one. I just don't think the New York Giants offense is going to be good enough to be able to keep up and score points. I just don't see it. And the Eagles have figured out the run game. They have been much better on stopping the run. I mean, just go back and look at what they did against Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans. Just saying. You know what I mean? They've done it against Jonathan Taylor, too. Like, this defense has steadily improved against very, very good running backs. Yes. And I'm sorry, I'm not as big on Saquon Barkley as the next person is. He's good. Are you taking him over Derrick Henry, though?
No.
Are you taking him over Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's a little closer one than the Derrick Henry one.
Yeah.
But that's right there, though. Either one you end up with there, you're not going to be upset either way.
Right.
So, that's kind of how I look. I mean, here's the thing, though. You ain't picking Saquon Barkley number 1 in your fantasy league like you did Jonathan Taylor, though.
No.
Yes, he's had a little underwhelming team, or underwhelming year, but his team has been underwhelming. It's not all.
Yeah, he's bro. They need a better old line there in New York. He's slumping lately. He came out like gangbusters the first 4 or 5 weeks, and he's just on a downward slide. I think you and Abel called this when you had him on the show. They're pretenders, and I'm coming around to that. I thought that that they were contenders. I'm starting to see that they're not contenders. I'm with you guys. They're pretenders. Give me the Eagles.
You're talking about the Giants. You're talking about the Giants.
Talking about the Giants. Yeah.
I mean, maybe against the Jaguars or the Texans or something like that, I'll pick the New York Giants.
Not the Eagles.
Not the Eagles. No, there's like Meek Mill said, there's levels to this.
There's levels to this. Yeah.
There's levels to this. They're just not on that level. So, and plus, I want to see, me as a fan of football, I want to see the Eagles keep winning and the Cowboys keep winning because I want that December 25th matchup to be like a top-notch matchup. And then I just want the Eagles to absolutely destroy the Cowboys. I just do. Because me as a football fan, Corey, I'm Vikings ride or die, but I love me some Jalen Hurts, man. I just do. I do love Jalen Hurts.
Dude's a class act, man.
And as long as you're not on the Cowboys, I'll root for you, man, if you're a Sooner. Old Sooners that don't go to the Cowboys, I'm still a fan of you. But if you go to the Cowboys like CD Lamb, see you later, buddy.
Peace.
No more his piece. I don't. No. So yeah, I see this. We see this the same way, Corey. I mean, I think the Giants are going to start falling off a cliff here, to be completely honest with you. Because if you look at their schedule coming up, they got the Eagles at home. They got at the Commanders. They just tied with the Commanders 20-20, but this is at the Commanders, not at home. Then you travel to US Bank Stadium at my Vikings after that. Then you got the Colts. That's a toss-up game right now, in my opinion, depending on which Colts team you're going to end up seeing. And then again, you go back to Philly, and you got at Philly. I'm sorry, but I'm seeing the Eagles a loss this week. The Commanders, I'm going to pick a loss there on Sunday Night Football at Washington. At Minnesota, I mean, come on. My Vikings are going to beat them. The Colts, you might get that one. And then the Eagles, at the Eagles, you're going to lose that one too. You're going to get blown out in that one as well. So that's where I'm at with that. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I mean, hopefully they can prove me wrong. I just don't see it, man. Daniel Jones just isn't that dude. When was the last quarterback?
I think they come off of him in the offseason. They'll be coming off of him for sure.
I mean, you don't go to the pros out of Duke unless you're a basketball player and do anything. I mean, let's just be honest.
Come on, bro.
Come on now. I mean, no disrespect, but just being real. This next game on our matchup list here, Corey, I'm a little intrigued by this one. I really am. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the San Francisco 49ers. I've been a little higher on Tampa Bay this year than you have or than most people have. Just because at the end of the day, they got number 12. Yeah. Tom Brady. Tom Brady is going to keep you in a game no matter what. Just go back and look what he did last week. You know what I'm saying? Pulled out the victory against your Saints. Hurt your feelings, everything else I know, but the guy absolutely balled. And he's in first place. They're 6-6 in the worst division. But guess what? You win the worst division in football, you still get a home playoff game. It happens. So, got the San Francisco 49ers rolling up in this thing with old Brock Purdy. But that defense is good enough, Corey. I think me or you could go back here and play quarterback for the 49ers and finish 500 in the season. That's how good that defense is. They're greedy. Yeah. They don't give up yards. You know what I'm saying? They got Fred Warner, arguably the best defensive player in the league right now. Behind him, Micah Parsons. I'm putting him right there, though. Fred Warner is an absolute dude.
Beast.
I mean, they literally only give up 228 yards passing. They only give up 75 yards on the ground, Corey. A game. Oh you don't run on this football team. You just don't.
No. Yeah.
So, you look at that. Tom Brady is going to have some resemblance of a run game in this football game to be able to take the pressure off of him because their offensive line has been a little suspect at most this year. That's why you see a little bit of that 6-6 record. Now, Tampa Bay on the other side, though, they got a hell of a defense themselves. They can still play some ball over there. Man, Brock Purdy, though, that's the only thing that's got me holding up on this one, Corey. I'm going to let you discuss this. I'm going to let you discuss this game, and then I'm going to give my pick on it.
Bro, if Garoppolo was playing, this is an easy pick for me. Still kind of easy. I'm going with the 49ers to cover the 3.5. Even with Brock Purdy, I like Brock Purdy. His swag last week coming in the game. Man, we discussed this last week. It's different when you have a whole week to prepare and then nervousness builds up and all of that stuff. It's going to be a little different. And they are going against a really good defense. But give me the San Francisco 49ers defense. The edge rusher, Bosa, Fred Warner, Greenlaw, the other cornerback. Bro, they swarm, they hit, they play well every level of the defense. I think that's going to be a problem. I think you're going to see a steady dose of Christian McCaffrey, a lot of run game. I think they're going to come out with some trick plays. Look for Deebo Samuel on some screens. Look for Brandon Ayuk in the short game, the quick game stuff, and then maybe a shot over the top. But it's going to be a low-scoring game to me because of the two elite defenses. I can see a 20-16, something like that. You know what I mean? I know I'm saying the San Francisco going to cover, but it won't be a big cover. I think I like them by like 4 or 5 points.
Something that the 49ers with Brock Purdy do possess that they didn't before is the ability for the quarterback to scramble and make plays with his feet. Brock Purdy can get out of that pocket as opposed to Jimmy Garoppolo. Didn't really move all that well. He was more of a pocket guy. So that can open things up as well for your playmakers because when you can get outside the pocket, you have a guy like Deebo Samuel and you have a guy like Brandon Ayuk. And not to mention, you forgot to mention this guy's name. Can't believe you. So disrespectful. George Kittle, one of the best tight ends in the game. I mean,
I love him. He's on my fantasy team, but
that offensive line. I mean, they got the best left tackle in the game in Trent Williams. Yeah. I mean, that's enough said. I don't have to say anything else about that offensive line. You have Trent Williams on your offensive line. You're a good offensive line. So, I say all that to be said, though. Here's my thing. I'm gonna throw you for a loop here. Give me Tampa Bay in this one, Corey. Outright win. I got the Bucks turning this thing around, man. I just think that it's getting closer to that playoff time. You're getting in here to the latter part of this is our last quarter of the season. This is Tom Brady time. This is TB12 time. He got him a new girl. You see the girl on Twitter?
I have not seen this. I don't even know. I didn't even know.
He's the GOAT. Just go to Twitter.
This is news to me.
Just go to Twitter and type in Tom Brady new girlfriend. He's the GOAT.
Oh my
He's just the GOAT. He just went and got him another one, man. Another supermodel. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, he's living that lavish lifestyle. Everything else. But give me Tom Brady. Give me the Buccaneers. Like I said, the only thing, if Jimmy Garoppolo was playing in this game, I'd pick the 49ers outright. I just don't have no faith in Brock Purdy. If there's anything I know about Brock Purdy, he'll give you chances to get the ball.
I know this about Brock Purdy.
His Iowa State days.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But he's been playing against the number one defense every day in practice and scout team. So it's not like he hadn't seen the best defense in the league every day in practice running the scout team for those guys. So I don't think he's going to be shocked by the speed. I think Tampa's going to throw some stuff schematic at them. And then you got to talk, their head coach, Todd Bowles, is one of the best defensive minds in football. So I agree with you. I mean, Purdy's going to struggle, but I still think the run game, a steady dose of the run game and play defense. Don't let Purdy make mistakes. Take your chances when you can.
I mean, do you not think that they're putting like 7 to 8 in the box, though, Corey, daring Purdy to beat him? You not think they're going to do that?
The Dolphins did that, too. It didn't work out for them.
But the Dolphins don't have a defense like Tampa Bay. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
Oh, that's true.
Tampa Bay's got a pretty good defense, even though their offense hasn't been up to par. Okay, and that's not with the top 5 offense or top 10 offense. That's not with an offense scoring a bunch of points, and they're still 6-6 in first place in the division. I'm just saying, like I said earlier. Go ahead,
bro. Tampa Bay lost to the Browns 2 weeks ago. They were down 16-3 with 5 minutes left to the Saints. I mean, those are two teams that are not even sniffing the playoffs right now. And you know what I mean? I know everybody, this is time. We're coming down the stretch. If it was that important a time, why are you losing to the Cleveland Browns? Why are you having to pull out miracles against the Los Angeles Rams and the New Orleans Saints? You know what I mean? So that's just where I'm at with it. You know?
Hey, end of the game. Game on the line, though. There's still not many other guys you'd rather have in your backfield than Tom Brady. Let's be honest.
That's true.
Just saying. I just, Brock Purdy or Tom Brady? Come on.
Well, duh, B. I'm just saying, Jacoby Brissett just went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady and beat him. It's not a far-fetched thing that they can lose this game, you know? It's just not. I'm sorry.
They won't.
They're 6-6, bro. They're not that great of a football team.
They're turning it around this week. They're going to win the division and make the playoffs, and Tom Brady is scary. I don't care what nobody says. Yes, they're not as good as they have been, but my gosh, they still got Tom Brady. I'm a believer in that guy. He's 7 Super Bowl rings to prove it. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
They're going to. He's seen it all. There ain't nothing that San Francisco 49ers defense is going to do that's going to catch him off guard. So, we'll see. It'll be interesting. I hope I'm wrong. Just for your sake, I hope I'm wrong because Tom Brady he's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT for a reason. That's just where I'm at with it. So,
Okay.
anything else you want to touch on before we hop into this last game?
No.
All right. The Miami Dolphins versus the LA Chargers. This is at LA. This is a Sunday night game. NBC. You got the Chargers coming in here. 3-point underdogs. They got the Dolphins favored in this football game. Tua Tagovailoa, he had that little ankle injury last week. I think he's good to go, though, last I heard. I don't think that there's any complication. I think he's already come out and said, I'm going to be playing in this football game. The Chargers, man, they've been kind of a big disappointment for me this season.
Kinda.
They have. They have.
Oh, man.
I mean, I fell off my wagon with that freaking AFC West pick. I can't believe I did that. I shouldn't.
Oh, man. I think you had them like a top 5 in your preseason power ratings.
I did. I was a believer in Khalil Mack, Nick Bosa, all them, or Joey Bosa, whichever brother's there. It's one of the Bosas. And all them players on defense, I mean, they did Chargers things to me again this year. I should have known better. There it is. So, Justin Herbert, I mean, the dude gets all this love and he's okay. I'm sorry. I'm just not. The dude literally, the last 2 seasons, he's been getting MVP honors and all that. They talk about him. You know what I mean? All the time, the media is in love with Justin Herbert. But the dude, all he does is go to the playoffs and maybe lose in the first round. Didn't even make the playoffs last season. Didn't even make the playoffs last year.
This is his 3rd year. He's not made the playoffs yet. His first 2 years, he did not make the playoffs.
But yet, he's golden boy. Golden boy out here. Can't do no wrong.
I see the potential. I see the potential. He's a great-looking quarterback. Great arm. Nobody's passed for more yards in their first 2 years than Justin Herbert. But it's not all about stats. Can you show up when it matters at the end of the game? Tom Brady, right? Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. You got to be able to close the deal because every game in the NFL is a close game, B. What do you do when it's crunch time? How do you finish? The stats mean nothing. The only stat that matters is that W or that L. And I warned you on this preseason. This is probably the only preseason thing I've ever gotten right this year. It was not high on the Chargers. Our neighbors to the east, Missouri, their nickname is the Show Me State. I said, you have to show me before I can go there with you. And he hadn't showed me yet.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
The media loved him. It's just the hype and all of that. I get it. He's great, man. He's a really, really, really good quarterback.
He is.
You got to win games.
Underwhelming. Yeah,
you gotta win games, dog. You have to win games.
No, you're absolutely right, 100%. And I mean,
give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was rolling with this one.
Give me the Dolphins.
You got the Dolphins. You got them covering on that one as well.
I got them covered. No, hey, look, I think this. And here's the thing about the Chargers. You got to realize I got them winning, but I don't have them covering. Here's the Chargers' last 5 games. 27-20 loss, Raiders. 25-24 win, Arizona. 30-27 loss against the Chiefs. 22-16 loss against the 49ers. 20-17 win against the Atlanta Falcons. So usually you're looking at a 3 to 6 point game. I can see this being a deal where the Dolphins get the ball and they have to go down to kick a field goal to win, either being down 1 or 2 or being a tie game. So
I see it honestly. I think the Dolphins are going to beat them by at least 10 points in this ball game. I mean, you got Derwin James is out. He's doubtful. You know what I'm saying? That's a safety. And then I think one of their corners are out as well, or doubtful for this game as well. It's a recipe for disaster when you're going up against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. It just is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, it is. Let me counter that, though, with this. Both of the starting tackles for the Dolphins are out.
Okay, yeah, you got Bosa and Mack. having a field day. Nah.
That changes things a little bit. We just said earlier in the show, the most important thing is pass rushers, right? Outside of the quarterback.
It does.
You know?
It is, but I mean that's all you gotta do is run little quick slants with Tyreek Hill and watch him do work.
Yeah, they're gonna be sitting on those. Chargers know that's coming. They're gonna be sitting on them. Look, I'm with you. I still think the Dolphins are gonna win. I just said that's gonna be a problem for them.
You just think it's gonna be a little closer. No, I get you.
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins are gonna be a little pissed off after that loss last week that they took.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They looked underwhelming. They didn't look right. I think they're gonna have a bounce back game, big time. I think Waddle and Hill both go over 100 yards. And I think Tua will outplay Justin Herbert in this game. That's what I'm looking at here. That's where I'm at. So we're going to see. Because sometimes whenever teams come into games like that and they have their backup tackles, you think that it's just going to be a field day. I've seen it go the other way, and the other team that you thought was going to have 5 to 6 sacks has a zero burger up on the board. So the Dolphins also know that they don't have 2 left tackles in this game, and they're on to their backups. So and that guy, coach that they got over there, that coach, I love him. He's special. He's special. Yep. He's a player's coach, and he's a heck of a game planner. He's a great game plan coach. I mean, I'm interested to see that matchup on there. It's going to be a good one. And also, too, Mike Williams is supposed to return in this game. So, they're going to have Mike Williams, they're going to have Allen, and they're going to have Palmer. So, it'll be interesting. Be really interesting. I'm interested to see. But Austin Eckler, man, has been an absolute disgrace this year.
He's been a dud.
That dude. He's a dud. Exactly. And most people probably picked him up in the first or second round of their fantasy draft, too, and are kicking themselves. Just like I am about Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. I'm here with you.
He's come on, though, here lately, though. He's come on. He's been doing a lot better than what he was doing at the beginning of the year. He's giving you a consistent 15 to 20 points a week, so I'll take it. I'll take it either way. I'm out of that league anyways. It really don't matter. I don't care anyways. I ain't making playoffs. So, it is what it is. Anything else you wanted to touch on this week, man? We already gave our power rankings in the last show, so we're just... honestly, we're ready to just sit down tomorrow and watch us some football.
Football, yes. It's gonna be
you're going to be hearing me after that Lions and Vikings game, man.
What time we play? Is it 12?
It's 12 o'clock. I'm going to be at work, though. Yeah, no, 12 o'clock. No.
Okay.
The sun is out. The solar rays for Kirk Cousins.
We getting prime Kirk. Gosh, dang it.
Prime Kirk Cousins, baby. Prime. Kirk gonna ball tomorrow. Mark my words. And you know, Justin Jefferson about to ball too because of the way Jeff Okudah played him last time. You know he got something.
Yeah, he's gonna be pissed.
Single cover. Damn it. Single cover him, I dare you. I dare you.
Come on, Lions.
I dare you.
Come on. We ain't single cover nothing. Game. You tripping. You crazy. I'll slap Dan Campbell myself. I'll get on the plane and fly to Detroit.
They better not. You better have that safety over the top. Bro. Every play. Man, or chip him with a linebacker or something. Whatever you got to do. Just hold him up. No, he's just one of those guys. You're not going to stop him. You're just not. Yep. I mean, you can only hope to contain him. He's just that special.
That's facts.
But St. Brown on the other side, though, can have just as big of an impact on the game. So I'm just as nervous about him as you guys are about Justin Jefferson. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be a great day of football. So without further ado, guys, please hop down there. If you're still here and you haven't subscribed already, shame on you guys. Knock that off right now. Go ahead and hit that notification bell. Also, if you liked what you heard, you liked everything, thumbs up. We love that. That helps with the YouTube algorithm. Get us out there on that platform. And also, too, hop down there in those comment boxes. Talk about us. Talk shit to us. I really don't care, guys. I just want to hear from you. Just want to hear from you guys. So, at the end of the day, this is the House Divided. It's my boy Corey. This is your boy B Hill right here. We signed on in tonight, guys. We're going to sign on out this thing. Peace.